The Los Angeles Urban Rangers develops campfire talks, field kits, guided hikes, and other interpretive tools to explore the intertwined human and natural ecologies of our home megalopolis, and to equip others to do likewise. In 2007, the Rangers launched the Malibu Public Beaches Project, part of their Public Access 101 series, to outfit people with the skills they need to find, use, and enjoy a public beach in the seaside town of Malibu, California.
On behalf of the Los Angeles Urban Rangers, we'd like to welcome you this morning to the sparkling beaches of Malibu here at the base of the Santa Monica Mountains. My name is Ranger Emily Scott, and this is my partner, Ranger Jenny Price, will be co-leading the tour today. If you need water along the way today and you're feeling dehydrated, the closest watering hole, I believe, is Starbucks. Probably the most dangerous part of our tour today is this urban trail called the PCH, which is very congested with traffic and will become more so as the day goes on. It's important to wear sunscreen at the beach, of course, and in general in Los Angeles County. But there is a possibility we could run into security guards on our tour here at Broad Beach today. And as Jenny mentioned, if we do run into security guards, you'll want to make sure to grab a ranger.
Now we're going to stay on public property at all times, and part of this safari is to show you how to do that. The mean high tide line is I've heard different figures, it's either the 18 or 19-year average high tide. The accepted working on the ground definition of where the public lands are is the last high tide line, which is called the daily high water line. So basically the public has the right on every single beach in California to walk on the wet sand. See all this beautiful dry sand? What about that? Do we have a right to that? Well, as it turns out, yes. On every single one of these beaches, there are significant numbers of public easements on the dry sand. A public easement is a piece of private property that technically remains private property, but the owner cedes control. And we're going to actually practice standard beach behaviors on these easements.
So I'd like whoever has the trailblazing kit per group to pull out your easement map. Again, hot off the press from the California Coastal Commission. Right now, we are on 22048, public access extending 25 feet inland from high water line. So we're gonna find the daily high tide line, and we're gonna start measuring 25 feet inland. You'll use your tape measure provided, and then there are 4 stakes that you'll use to mark that top edge. Practice your public behavior, your assigned public behavior. Group 2 is playing Frisbee. You guys are reading trashy Hollywood gossip magazines. Group 5 is going to be the sandcastle building / sand digging. Practicing yoga on your public easement. Wildlife watching. Did everybody see the dolphins, sea lion? There are lots of birds out today. The most common wildlife sightings probably on the beach include illegal dogs. Dogs are not legal on these beaches, as well as Homo sapiens of all sorts and varieties. Surfers, as Jenny mentioned, dog walkers, the silicone enhanced. There's a whole group of people, many of whom may be using this single public transportation line, which is the Metro 534 bus that runs up and down the PCH. So on any given day, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of gardeners, maids, nannies, construction workers that come to Malibu that are often seen on the other side of the development, but very rarely seen on the beaches.
This beach probably, in my experience, has more signs than any other beach. If you look at the guide, it will show you rough taxonomy of the signs that we have. Basically, we divide them into 4 categories: true, somewhat true, usually false, and false. Emily and I, we're going to actually go over to that next house, and we're going to try to obey one of these signs. Okay, so we have our tape measure, so we need to go 40 feet in that direction in order to be on the public land.
Wow, it's nice out here in the public easement. Okay, 12 feet. Any volunteers to go the next 28 feet? That's one example of a sign that might be trickier to follow than some of the others.
There was, very briefly, a public accessway. It was a very unusual event. A homeowner voluntarily opened an accessway on the edge of the house. Not only was he going to open the accessway, but he was going to try to find a caretaker so that people would be able to use the bathroom. 3 weeks later, he closed it. in honor and commemoration of the brief life of this accessway, join in a moment of silence.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.